Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. It's Sammy at Sammy J Stitches. Thank you for coming back if you're a return subscriber. Welcome if you're new here. Okay, so it's been 2 weeks because some life changing and some not a lot of stitching at first. So the last time I talked to you, I had just gotten released by the doctor, and I didn't get my physical therapy evaluation until the following Wednesday. So an entire week from when I got released from the doctor. I had my evaluation. I went back to work. So I talked to y'all on the 10th. I went back to work on the 12th. She wanted me back at work on the 11th, but I had spent all day that day trying to get the physical therapy set up. So I knew I wouldn't be able to stay awake through an entire shift, and I let her know that, and she was okay with it. I started back on the 12th, and so that was a Friday. So Friday and Saturday on that schedule, and then the next week I was supposed to do 5 days and actually ended up with 6 because she was short one day. And she said you can either take the extra hours or pick whichever day you want off. So I've worked those 6, and now this week I have 5. Today is my second day off. We got a lot of family stuff going on. I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, it's nothing, well, it's bad, but it's not like bad. It's life, right? So anyway, and it's not Ryan, for once. So anyways, I have been doing my physical therapy exercises every day. I have gone to 2 official appointments on Monday and Tuesday of this week, and I do have movement in my arm again. It's hard, it hurts, but I can do it. Well, the moving it doesn't hurt, the releasing it more so does. Anyways, I'm going to show you because I'm very excited, and I wish I should have done like a vlog of day by day because the changes have been, I thought it would be a little more subtle, and it hasn't been. I went from not being able to lift it at all to being able to do like a 30-degree angle to 45 to 90, and now I can lift it up. So let me show you. It's not all the way yet, but that's a pretty good angle for just a couple days of physical therapy. Can't hold it for very long, and I need help bringing it back down because if I release it too fast, it really hurts. So that's my life stuff. Quick and dirty, out of the way. So I had 2 plans when it I had essentially 2 plans when it came to October. At the point where I felt like I had enough movement in my arm and my hands and strength and all that to start switching projects again, the month was already half over. And before that, I was focusing on a finish. So I decided that I was going to go ahead and finish that project since that's what I told myself I was going to do. And then, so I'll show you that here in a minute. And then, okay, so starting November 1st, I'm in an event called Bingo. And so I took all my projects and I wrote out the DMC for all of them. And then I made myself bingo cards. And then starting November 1st, the event person will draw 10 a day, 10 numbers a day. And if that DMC is on one of our cards, or if you're doing the sane version, you could just mark your card. I'm not. So I'm doing the insane version, which means I have to stitch 50 stitches of that color before I'm allowed to daub my bingo card. And I've got 5 cards. I created 5 cards. You could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did all 5. All of them are insane, so all of them require that I do the 50 stitches before the dab. There's some kind of penalty if you don't. I don't quite understand that part yet, but we still have a week. A week. Halloween is exactly 6 days from today. I started recording on Wednesday. It is now Thursday. Yeah, because I do that late night thing. Um, yeah, Halloween is just around the corner. And then, the rest of the year just kind of flies by because you've got Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that goes with those. And at the first of the year, we're leaving. So then it's making that whole season even more crazy and intense. It's going to fly by. So, so what I did, okay, I got distracted. I did not choose all my whips for that. Because certain ones didn't have 50 stitches of that color, or they were ones that the colors were too spread apart, so trying to get to them was going to cause me to make errors. Rogue, you need to lay down. No, you need to lay down. I put on chapstick, and he is obsessed with it. And surprisingly not mad at me considering he just got a bath. So, anyway, I get distracted. So, some of my projects weren't on there. And of course, I didn't want to work on any of my projects that would be on the bingo so that I, had more opportunity. Anyway, so what I did was I took my wheel of whips and I removed any of the projects I used for bingo. And that left me with like 8 or 10 whips left. And those are the ones I've been spinning since I finished that project until November 1st when I'll start a full wheel again. Of course, and that wheel thing is going to be kind of iffy too because I'm going to have to worry about the bingo stuff first. So, and if you've been on my Instagram, you've already seen this. No, he's a wet cat. I don't want him on my projects. Also, first day back to work, I get sick. Like, not really badly sick, but I got a pretty good cold for a few days. And then the cold front came in, knocked it right out of there. I just had that after I haven't talked for a long time and then I start to talk because I've been by myself for the last few hours, it just sounds weird. I have to keep clearing my throat. So that is look, it's all Halloweeny. This is the wheel I've been spinning. So it has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 on there. Flies. It's cold, but it's not cold enough to get rid of them. Okay. So last time I spoke to y'all, I was working on quotes to live by, and I was bound and determined that I was going to finish it. And I did. Axe, what are you doing? I think he's a little frisky because he just took a bath. So here is the completed piece. I can't do it over my head yet, Michelle, but maybe, here we go. Let's do that one. I can do it that way. There we go, look. It's all done. Pull it a little closer so you can see. Oh, okay. That was a lot of exercise. Good thing none of my other whips are as big or completed. Because I'm not sure how much of that my arm can handle tonight. Okay. What? He's like reaching for the project. Okay, so I got that one all finished up. Also, the other thing I've been doing, I actually have way more to talk about than I originally let on. Y'all know I have my big book that I've been keeping my monthly whip tracker in, my yearly starts and finishes, like the whole 9 yards. Slowly, I am moving it to a digital planner. I say slowly because I really have no idea what I'm doing. I'm taking it one step at a time, and I don't know. I kind of wish somebody had one of these created that I could just buy, but in the meantime. So here is, try not to get the big light, my whip tracker for October. As you can see, I work on quotes to live by most of the month, and then kind of sparsely throughout the rest. This was when I started spangled at the beginning of the month. The purple means that I worked on them last month instead of X's because I can do the color. I think it's really cute. And then, let's see, I've got November set up but not decorated. And it's thinking. This one I did myself and I thought it was kind of fun. These are all my kits. The first row over here is fully kitted items. Get out of there. Who wants to lay on all my whips? No. Oops. He decided to carry one off with him. Okay, sorry about that. I may cut that out, I don't know. Over here is all my fully kitted stuff. If they just need like fancy flosses, they're right there. And if they just need fabric, they're over here. And then I can move them as I need to. There was one more. Oh, it's in a different book because you can create several books. I'm working on moving over the project records. And so there's that. But I haven't done very much with that either. Okay, so back to October. It's just been a little something I've been playing with. If you're interested in it more, just let me know. Okay, so after Quotes to Live By, the next thing I spun, did I spin? I might not have spun. I might have just pulled this one out and worked on it. But was my Cassie Cow Advent Animal. It may have been the only other one I had with me that night. I'm not sure. She is not finished yet. And I'll explain that more here in a minute, I guess. But let me find her. She's in here somewhere. Because as I've explained before, I'm doing these all individually. So I treat them like they're each their own project. There she is. I need to scoot y'all closer to me. Arm doesn't want to reach. So there she is. There's a lot of white. It shows up way better when I don't have that bright light in my face. There we go. That looks better. I love her smirk. So, I worked on her. She's very close to a finish. But then the next night I know for sure I spun. And the way that I have it set up on my tracker, I meant to show you this a minute ago. If you'll look, you could see where is she? Right there. I have Cassie Cow, but I also have Advent Animal. So if I spin the Advent Animal, I start a new one. Even if Cassie's not finished, I start a new one, and then I add it to the wheel so I can try and get through all of them. So that's why you'll see here in a minute. So worked on her. Then the next night, the first thing I spun was Cleaning House by Lizzie Kate. I have that somewhere. Maybe. Here we go. So this is Lizzie Kate's Cleaning House. Cleaning the house while children are growing is like shoveling snow while it's still snowing. So I pulled that one out and I finished it. So all I had was the bottom words, the snow part, and so I just went ahead and knocked that out. So there it goes. Hold on one second because I'm missing something. Okay, at some point during Quotes to Live By, I did, there was a Saturday night where the Stiach released, and I did do part one and then went back to Quotes to Live By. Um, I'll show that to you here in a minute. So, anyway, here is where the Lizzie Kate, and it was all done. So once I finished it, I spun again and got Mini Treasure Hunt Bookshelf. No, that's not right. Hold on. Cleaning house. I'm really not sure. Okay. That's overthinking it. Anyways, the next thing I worked on is that's on the wrong place. That's why. Okay. So when I finished that one, I pulled out my Mini Treasure Hunt Bookshelf. And worked on it. I didn't get a lot done on this one because that one had taken me most of the night, and because I also wasn't very focused. So I finished this top block and got a good majority of that second block done. So I did not complete the 100 Days of Hate. I know I said that before. I'm thinking what I'm going to do starting November 1st, I'm going to switch this one out for one of my other ones. I'll spin to see which one and do a little bit on it each day, kind of like I did with the 100 Days of Hate. Pull it out first, throw some stitches in, then pull out my other project for the rest of the night, and then just change each month. That's what I'm thinking right now. So we'll see. Okay, so then the next night was the second release of the Stiach. They're doing a team situation this year. I am on Team Fireball. I am the co-captain with Carly at I Stitch What I Want. She does Flosstube. She is also on Instagram. She started the team. I was actually at Regina's house in Austin when they talked about the releasing of it at the beginning of October or into September. It was the last weekend in September, I think. They told us that they were going to be releasing it October 13th, I believe. Yeah. And so, and they talked about the teams, and there were several of us sitting there, and we're like, we'll do this. We're Team Fireball, because they were drinking Fireball. So, and then we, of course, added more people before it started, and we have a pretty significant team. It's like 27 to 28 people. So they released pattern 1. We did a Google Hangout to all start it together. Not everybody, obviously, but several of us were there to start it together. Carly and I finished while on that chat, sometime before midnight or around midnight. And then this last week, they released part 2. When they released part 1, they issued 2 team challenges. The first was to have everybody in our group finish their Stiach by the end of the year. Finish the pattern completely. Everybody on the team. And I'm sure there will be more points for those that finish first and things like that. The second one was to create a team logo. However, we already had one, and we were all using it as our picture, and they even brought that up in the release announcement thing. They talked about our team, so that was pretty exciting. So we had already completed that one, and we got extra points for having done it before they asked us to. So then with the second release, they put out a new team challenge that everyone stitch on a piece. Not the pattern, not this, but a piece either you find and all agree on, or you design and all agree on. Um, and so kind of like a round robin, right? And you don't have to get everybody to work on it. You just try and get as many people as possible. The more people, the better. The fact that we have to mail it all over the place, that's bonus points. So Amy and her husband, they designed ours. Um, don't think I'm going to show it right now because of it's not publicly released yet. Anyways, so we created a group, an event, and we started it with one of our members, Maggie. She's from Texas, but she lives in South Korea right now, and she started it. She's already stitched on it and sent it to California for our next person, and then it has a few more stops before it makes it to Texas, and then the majority of our people are in Austin, and they can just kind of pass it around to each other. But so we're getting the mailing out of the way first. So that's really exciting. I'm excited about all of it. But here is my tray now. So this, which is affectionately known as 69, but we all know could turn into something else. And the golden motifs. We also picked our own 4 colors. So these were just colors I threw together. That was release 1, week 1, and the eye and these little leaves, wings, teardrops, who the hell knows, were week 2. So that's where I'm at on mine. Carly's doing 2 of them. Everybody's is way different, and it's really exciting to see how it turns out each week. They've only, of the 4 colors they told us to pick out, they've only had us stitch with 3 of them. So I still have 1 more color that you haven't seen yet. So that was that. And then after I finished working on that, I pulled out, I spun, and I got I think I got Colin Cardinal. I don't know. Maybe I don't have this set up the best way. Maybe I still gotta figure that out. So I spun. I got Advent Animal, and I was like, should I finish Cassie Cow? Should I start a new one? Well, my whole point in having both of them on the wheel was to start a new one. So, because I don't know why, but once things are started, you're more likely to work on them. And I still have several of these to get done. So I don't think it's going to be there for Christmas this year either. But I'm going to pull this up close because that way the light. So I got a lot of his house done, but I haven't gotten to work on him yet. It's really cute. So that is that. The next thing I worked on was Legendary Creatures. I think this was another night where I was just not focused, and I don't know. I've been having a lot of those nights lately. I hurt. I'm busy at work. Whatever. I got some stitching done. That's all that matters. So I pulled out Legendary Creatures. I finished A and started on B. I know, I am the messiest stitcher. My threads are always all over the place. I don't care. I like it. So that's where this one is at overall. So, because we started with L and M, go this way. Started with L and M, then we got N and I, H, is that H? Yeah. H and G, F and A, and then B and C, and it starts filling in, going down. So, that's where I'm at, and eventually I'll get it done. This one is not one that I'm like, I have to stick with it, I have to get it done. I almost quit completely at one point. I don't know. So it's not a big deal. You cannot play with the projects. He said, fine, and he walked away. I think he might want to get up in the window, though. You want to get up here? Get up there? I have these sheets blocking the the sun in the window, and they keep him from being able to jump up in the window. What? Just want to be loved on, huh? Okay, last thing I got to work on before my days off, and here I am. So it is my Fairy Tale Lands 2. He's giving me kisses. That's what he does. He puts his nose to my lips. He's like, love me, Mom. Okay. So, uh-oh. I just had needle minder stick together. Dude, come here. Go get in the window. Go. There you go. There you go. Okay. Just had one needle minder jump on the other needle minder from the table. Okay. So, I already had Rapunzel and Mother Gothel. I mostly worked on those houses. Not a lot of stitching done there either. I did start to try and give Prince a face, since I got the houses completely done. This is the edge of this page. I'm thinking I'll go back down and finish this page and then move over here or down or whatever. That doesn't look like a center. Hey, get down. Trying to jump on top of the refrigerator. That's where the cat food is. So, that's where I got to on that. I love the way this looks, but it is some intensive stitching. It looks a lot easier than it is. So, that is where I'm at on all my whips and finishes. And no new, well, the Stiach was a new start, I guess, since the last time I saw y'all. I don't really, outside of Avid Animals, I don't have any new starts planned anytime soon. Who knows? I have 2 new things to show you. I did take pictures of this and put it on Instagram, but I still want to show you. No. He's so hyper right now. He slept all day. I bought this thing. This thing is pretty awesome. So, it holds everything. And it's got the wire around the top and on the sides that can be Velcroed down so that it holds its form. It has handles so I could take it any places, but it also could just work as storage off in a corner or in my trunk. It is amazing. And I think I paid $20 for it on Amazon. So, I love it. The other thing I got from Stash Unload was another Pretty Kitties pattern. I absolutely love the cat and the duck. Like, what is up with that? It's so cute. So, I got that on Stash Unload. If it is up to me, I will probably collect them all. Because I think they're so cute. I know I still need all the monthly ones because I've got November and December. So, now I need all of them. That one is not one of the monthly ones, so it looks like I'm just going to collect them all. So, I think that's it. Okay, so next Wednesday is Halloween. If I am not off, I will record a video. If I am off, I cannot promise anything because it's Halloween. I'll try. We'll see. I feel like I'm forgetting something. And I went just abrupt end of everything. Okay. So, I'm going to continue spinning the small wheel until November 1st. November 1st, I will begin first with bingo stuff, then spinning if that allows, plus possibly the Haid all weekend or all month. Stiach-alongs are every Saturday. The patterns release every Saturday. It's not too late to join. It is pay what you want. So you don't have to pay anything if you can't afford it. If you can, please donate because they're great and amazing people. and they do a lot for the community when it comes to Siage. Um, so it's every Saturday until December 9th, which is when they release the Choose Your Own Adventure part of it. And of course, we've got new team challenges all the time. They even had a flash challenge today, I believe. Might have been yesterday. Pretty sure it was today, where you take a picture of your cross stitch at your work. And if you don't work, or if you can't do it while you're at work, you do it in the bathroom. So that's been interesting. Say hi, Rogue. So anyway, I guess that's it until... You're so funny. Yes. I know, I love you too. Okay, I guess that's it until next week. I hope y'all are all having a great stitchy week, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.